Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever seen a crazy complex machine, or maybe some amazing piece of architecture, and just thought, how did that even start? As an idea. Well, it all kicks off by turning that big 3D vision into a simple 2D plan. And today, we're going to learn exactly how to do that. Right? That's the big question. How in the world do you take something you can picture in your mind, something you can almost hold in your hands, and get it down on a flat piece of paper? And not just get it on paper, but do it in a way that anyone, anywhere, could look at it and build it perfectly. That's the puzzle we're going to solve today. So here's the game plan. First, we'll get the main idea down. Then, we'll get our hands dirty setting up the page. We're going to walk step by step through drawing a simple ramp, with some stairs thrown in. After that, we'll tackle a more complicated bridge. And finally, we'll wrap up by talking about why this skill is, no joke, one of the most crucial things you can learn in design.
Okay, so before we even think about picking up a pencil, we gotta wrap our heads around the one big idea that makes this whole thing work. Let's dive into the basics of what's called orthographic projection.
Okay, this is literally the key to everything. I want you to imagine an object, just floating inside a glass box. Now, imagine you trace the object's outline onto every single side of that box, the front, the top, the side. Then, you take that box and you just unfold it, laying it completely flat. What you're looking at? That is an orthographic projection. It's such a simple, elegant way to see every single side of an object all at once.
And those flat pieces of the box, those are our three essential views. You've got your front view, your top view, and your side view. Now, any one of these by itself doesn't really tell you the whole story, but put them all together, they create a perfect, crystal clear blueprint. They really are a team, and you need all of them.
All right, enough theory. It's time to actually do this. Setting up your page the right way is absolutely crucial. It's the foundation for everything that comes next. So let's get that foundation built. And you know what? You really don't need a bunch of fancy gear. All you need is some paper, and hey, graph paper works great for this, a nice sharp pencil, a T-square to get those perfectly straight horizontal lines, a triangle for the vertical ones, and a ruler. That's it. With just that, you're ready to go. Okay, first things first, grab that T-square, slide it up against the edge of your table, and just draw a nice, light, horizontal line right across the middle of the page. Think of this as your main horizontal axis. It's like the ground floor of our drawing. Next up, you're going to rest your triangle right on top of that T-square and draw a vertical line straight down, cutting right through the middle of the first line. Boom! You've got a perfect 90-degree cross that splits your page into 4 sections, or quadrants. This is the grid where our 3 views are going to live. And now for the secret weapon. This is where the magic happens. Take your 45-degree triangle, start from that center point, and draw a line down into that bottom right quadrant. This little line is called a projection line, and trust me, it's the trick that lets us perfectly copy measurements from the top view over to the side view. It's a game changer. Okay, our page is set up, it's ready for action. So let's put this system to the test with our first object. We're going to draw a simple ramp, one that has a couple of stairs on it. We're going to build this thing one view at a time. The great thing is, the process is pretty much always the same. It's a really logical flow. We'll kick things off with the front view, then we'll shoot some lines straight down to draw the top view. From there, we'll project lines from both of those views to create the side view. And to finish it all off, we'll make it look clean and professional. Ready? Let's do it. So, we're starting in that top left section. Imagine you're standing right in front of this ramp. What do you see? You see the tall part at the back, and you see the front of the steps, right? So using your ruler and a really light pencil stroke, we call these construction lines. Just sketch out that shape. The key here is light. Don't press hard. These are just our guides for now. Once you've got that front view sketched out, grab your triangle. Now from every single important point, every corner, every edge, you're going to draw a faint, perfectly vertical line straight down into that quadrant below. These are our projection lines. What they're doing is carrying all the width information from the front view right down to where our top view is going to go. It's like building scaffolding. Okay, now change your perspective. Imagine you're a bird flying over the ramp, looking straight down. You'd see the flat part on top, the slanted ramp, and the flat part of each stair, right? So using those vertical lines we just drew to get the width perfect, and knowing the depth of the ramp, you can draw that top view. And look at that. It lines up perfectly underneath the front view. That's the system doing its job. Okay, here it is. This is where we see the magic of that 45-degree line in action. First, from your front view, project light horizontal lines all the way across into the top right quadrant.
Now, from your top view, project horizontal lines to the right until they smack right into our 45-degree line. And the second they hit that line, they take a 90-degree turn and shoot straight up.
Just step back and look what just happened in that top right quadrant. The lines coming across from the front view, they're carrying all the height information. The lines that bounced up from the bottom, they're carrying all the depth information. And where they intersect, they've literally drawn the side view for you. It's like a connect-the-dots puzzle that solves itself. All you have to do is trace it.
And now for the best part, making it look finished. All those faint lines we drew, the construction lines, they were just our guides. Now it's time to go back over the actual outlines of the object in all three views with a darker, bolder line. These are called your visible lines, and they just make the whole drawing pop right off the page. It's super satisfying.
So there you have it. You've just drawn the ramp, and that means you've got the core skill down. So, what happens when things get a little trickier, a little more complex? Well, let's take everything we just learned and apply it to something like a pedestrian bridge.
Now this bridge is definitely a step up. You've got curves, you've got angles, you've got all these support beams. It's not a simple boxy shape. But does that mean we have to throw out our rulebook and learn something new? Nope, not at all.
Believe it or not, you use the exact same process. You'd start with the front view and draw that big arch. Then you'd project points from that arch straight down to get the top view. You'd project them across to get the side view. See, every curve is really just a bunch of points connected together. If you just project each point, the system does the heavy lifting for you. The rules don't change no matter how complicated the object gets. It just works.
So we've nailed the technique, but let's zoom out for a second. Why does this even matter? Why is this skill so important? I mean, people have been doing this for centuries for a reason. This is the point where an idea on paper starts to become a real thing in the world.
Because this is so much more than just a drawing class. This is the universal language of how things get made. An engineer in one country can look at a drawing from a designer halfway across the world and understand it perfectly without reading a single word. It's all about precision, making sure things fit together exactly right, which saves a ton of money and time. It's how you find problems on paper before you start building. It is, without a doubt, the foundation of all technical design.
So there you go. You now have the tool. You understand the language. You have the power to take an idea that's just floating around in your head and turn it into a concrete blueprint, a set of instructions that can bring that idea into the real world. So I guess there's really only one question left. What are you going to build?